today's Botswana, it's not surprising to work with people from various backgrounds. The reasons for this are simple. As the global village shrinks, cultures collide.
This evening, Doing Business in Botswana invites you to look more closely at the benefits that cultural diversification is bringing to different work environments and the business world here in Botswana. My name is Brando Kiabilwe and welcome to Doing Business in Botswana. Trying to understand a foreign culture has never been easy. In fact, many of us find change to be very difficult to adapt to. But for Botswana to become a major player in the region and in the global arena, the country has to embrace change.
Botswana is now home to people of different cultural backgrounds and religion. And today, a significant percentage of the country's population is comprised of immigrants and expatriates. How can Botswana utilize certain aspects of various cultures that now exist to its benefit?
I believe that culture is an opportunity for business, especially on worldwide trading. When we talk of international business, we cannot leave out culture as an aspect. If I look at Botswana, for example, what can you be able to get from the corporate world if we were to view culture? Culture on its own, the elements contribute a lot of business. Look at the mannerism. If we look at the mannerism of how business, for example, is handled by Asians, it gives us a different perspective, how you behave when you meet for business functions. If we look at the language, by learning another language, you are able to do business in a different country, and you are able to get insights to different markets that were not there before. So you're expanding your level and where you are, creating a new market that was not existing within that. Also, by learning other cultures, you are expanding your base in terms of how you can even be able to receive those people into the particular country. In most of the countries that are doing so well today, you find that they have embraced other people's cultures and used them as opportunity to gain or benefit from them.
Embracing cultural diversity can be a challenging but necessary step towards development. Collective efforts breed success. And by applying that idiom, countries like the United States of America have become economic powerhouses.
In view of the cultural challenges that you face, especially at the workplace, in relation to Botswana, where you find that there are people from different nationalities. One of it is a culture shock, where you find that working or getting along with others might be a problem. There might be some barriers, for example, as language, how you can be able to communicate, especially with the locals of the particular country. And in such a situation, you find that there might be difficulty or misinterpretation of your communication. From a manager point of view, I'll find it very difficult sometimes to pass instructions to lower levels staff who might not be able to communicate properly in other international languages. So in such a situation, it becomes difficult for you to pass instructions to staff and get them to do what is required.
Botswana is not an island. It's a component that does its part to keep the engine running. So as such, closing the doors to cultural diversity can also mean closing the doors to opportunity.
Botswana Diamond Company, the world's largest diamond producer, is a perfect example of how people from various backgrounds can benefit an economy. The company employs nationals from several countries, and to a large extent, the benefactor of this collaboration is Botswana. People from different backgrounds, cultures, religion and language can indeed live and work together productively and with a common purpose. It's a complex process because it requires patience and tolerance as we try to adjust and find a common cause. Small businesses need to take advantage of every edge to help them grow. And embracing and accepting cultural diversification might just be that edge. The Chinese culture is synonymous with martial arts and Kung Fu. Historically, Kung Fu has been an integral part in the education of Chinese scholars and government leaders. Students are educated in discipline, respect, patience, humility. And most of these teachings are conducted in the Shaolin temples, which date back to the 5th century.
And Kung Fu and this martial arts is also quite an important part of the Chinese culture, actually. They teach you how to discipline yourselves, how to behave yourselves, how do you respect the others. Actually, martial arts is not about how to fight. It's about discipline and the respect. I think that's one of the important issues for some of the Chinese to be quite successful. And I think even in the workplace, it will contribute a lot. If you concentrate most of your time on your work, and in the long run, definitely you can make more improvement or more impression than the other guys. China probably is the most populated country in the world. So the competition there is very, very tough. So I think from maybe kindergartens or even before you go to kindergartens, the competition starts. You see there's so many more talented guys around you. How are you going to compete with them? The only answer is you have to work harder than the other guys so that you can achieve your goals in your life. I think now, so in schools, even in the primary schools, in secondary schools, in universities, you have to work very diligently, work harder than the other guys so that you can success.
Japanese business etiquette has a penchant for turning the seemingly ordinary into the sacred. The tea culture, known as the way of the tea, is one of Japan's richest traditional practices. And this is a practice that demonstrates the significant link between cultural diversification and business success.
A tea ceremony itself is just simply to drink a green tea and to serve to the guest. I think almost that's it. But there are so many, you see, practice or tradition to do that. First is the most important thing is that is we invite guests. But first of all, we respect guests. Yeah, and then there's a tea ceremony room, very very small one. Then there's with some tradition or procedure. We make a tea and to serve. Okay, then guests drink a tea. That's it. But that not only that. After that, they will make a good conversation, because that is also started at almost say 400 to 500 years ago. Then at that time, the so-called higher guy and the junior guy, if they want to speak, then this guy invite upper guy to this. Yeah, because here, no level is the same, like a kotra, Then they discuss the issue, and then they know each other. Then after the tea ceremony, okay, they will doing what they agreed on this tea ceremony. Yeah, that is the original tea ceremony.
In any culture or religion, education is the fundamental principle. The way of the samurai warrior, or Bushido, was developed in Japan. It was a code and a way of life for the samurai warrior. And amongst some of its virtues, Bushido holds justice, benevolence, love, sincerity, honesty, self-control, and utmost respect. Today in Japan, the same virtues are applied in the corporate world.
Japan have more than 2,000 years of history, the written history. Yeah, and also before that, including so-called 4,000 history we have. Yeah, not in the written, but about 4,000 of history. Historically speaking, we adapt cultures from China's almost to say 600 years ago or some more. Then we learn their culture or philosophy. Then we learn it and then we adopt it, which we think very important to us. And then this part we get out, Then in other words, we keep our so-called main, principle still, but we adopt other cultures.
A different point of view can be invaluable to business. Individuals from different cultural background can provide a business with opportunities that you may not have seen or known about.
For a country with a small population, the benefits of embracing different cultures are many for Botswana. From me, Brando Kiabile, have a good evening and catch us again next week.